Okay, so I'm going to be grading your assessment. Now, number 1 says in the number 428,327,436,521, what is the value of the digit part A? What is the value of digit 8? You put billions. That's not correct. The place value of the digit 8 would be billions. But the question didn't ask you what is the place value of the digit. The question asked you what is the value of the digit. If it were to ask you place value, yes, you would be correct by putting billions. But that's not what the question asked you to do. It asked you for the value of the digit. In this case, what would the value of this 8 be? Covering up the numbers before it, pretending everything else is a 0, 8 billion would be the value of the 8. Now, what would the value of the 7 be? Well, covering up everything before it, pretend all these numbers are gone, and everything after it is a 0. The value of the 7 would be 7 million. Now, the place value of the 7 is millions. That's correct. But the question didn't ask you what's the place value. The question asked you what's the value. Now, for part C, what is the value of the digit 1? If it were to ask you the place value of the 1, then yes, you would put 1s. But the question didn't ask you for the place value. The question asked you for the value of 1. In this case, it would just be 1. Pretend everything else before it's gone, and you just have the number 1. So for part A, you got 6 points. Means you didn't get full credit because it wasn't correct. Let's look at number 2 now. Write the 9-digit number. Okay, you write 9 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. That has the digit 1 in the millions place. Well, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000, millions. Good. You put the digit 1 in the millions place. That's good. And the rest of the digits being 8. Good. Part A is correct. I'll give you 5 points full credit for part A. All right. Part B. A number has 12 digits. Every digit is 4. Okay, well, it has 12 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. You got 12 digits. Every digit is 4 except the millions digit, which is 3. Good. The thousands digit, which is 5. That's good. And the ones digit, which is 8. That's good. So you got full credit on number 2. So, yeah, I'll just give you 10 points for number 2. You got full credit for number 2. Let's look at number 3 now. Let's look at part A. Use digits to write the number 951 billion, 656 million, good job, 64,644. You got part A correct, so I'll give you full credit for part A. You got 4 points for that one. Let's look at B now. Use digits to write the number 15,306,847. 15,306,847. I like it. That's correct. I'll give you 4 points for that one. You got full credit for that one. Let's look at part C now. 951,915,125. It looks to me like you wrote 951,915,125. But the question told you to write 951,915,125. So this one is actually not correct. So let's go over this one. Remember the brackets that we talked about recently? Here is brackets for billions right here. Brackets for millions. Oops. Here's brackets for thousands. Let's keep that. And here's bracket for hundreds. Okay? What would I put in the billions column? 951 billion. 951. What would I put in the millions column? Well, I don't see a million anywhere in this problem. So I'm just going to put 3 zeros. Because remember, you got to have 3 digits in each column. Now, 915,000 goes in the thousands column. So 915,000. What goes in the hundreds column? 125. Okay. 125 goes in this column. So your final answer should have been this. 951 billion. We don't have anything for the millions. 915,125. So this should have been your answer. So I'm only gonna, you did get part of the answer. It's just you forgot your 3 zeros right here. If you would have just had your 3 zeros, the answer would have been correct. So I'll give partial credit in that one, but not full credit. So I'll give you 2 points for that one. Okay, let's go look at number 4 now. See if you got that one. Number 4, 12 points. Use words to write the number 782,341,36125. 782 billion. Good. 341 million. Good. 361,000. Good. 251. Full credit for that one. Good job. So I'll give you 4 points for that one. Full credit. Let's look at B now. 506,298. Yep. Full credit for that one. You get 4 points for that one. Letter C. 3,495,827,111. Full credit. I like it. So I'll give you 4 points for that one. Let's look at number 5 now. Oh, sorry. You write each number in standard notation. So this basically is telling you to convert this back into a regular number. So here I have 5 times, what's this number? 5 times, let's cover up 0 just to make it easier. 5 times 10, 5 times 100, 5 times 1,000, 5 times 1 million, 5 times 1 billion. Whoops, sorry, I'm losing my mind. 5 times 10, 5 times 100, 5 times 1,000, 5 times 10,000, 5 times 100,000, 5 times a million, 5 times 10 million. So the 5 should be in the 10 millions place. Did you write 5 in the 10 millions place? 1's 10, 100,000's 10,000, 100,000's millions, 10 millions. Good job, 5's in 10 millions place. Now, 4 times 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. 4 should be in the millions place. Good job. You got 4 in the millions place. That's good. 9 times 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. Because this is 100,000 right here, 9 right here has to be in 100,000's place. And yep, you got 900,000's place. Good job. Let's look at number 2. 2 times 10, 100,000, 10,000. 2 times 10,000. So 2 has to be in the 10,000s place because 2 is being multiplied by 10,000. And remember, whatever number this is what this has to be in the place value of. You got 2 in the 10,000s place. Good job. 8 times 1,000. That means 8 has to be in the what place value? The thousands place value. Good. 6 times 100 means that 6 has to be in the hundreds place. Good. 3 has to be in the tens place. 3 has to be in the one place. Good job. So you got full credit for part A. So I'll give you, I promise I give you on this one. Okay, so you got 4 points for that one. For part B, 9 times 10. 9 times 10, 9 times 100, 9 times 1,000, 9 times 10,000, 9 times 100,000. Which means that 9 should be in the 100,000s place. It looks to me like you wrote 9 in the 10,000s place. So this problem is actually not correct. Because 9 is being multiplied by 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So this 9 really should be in the 100,000s place, but you wrote it in the 10,000s place. It appears that you forgot a 0 in here. Look, here's how you would write it. Let's do this problem together. So, here, I'm just going to show my work right here. 9 times 100,000. So I'm going to put a 9. Now, what place value comes right below 100,000? 10,000 does, right? Do you see anything here being multiplied by 10,000 in this problem? We do not. So we assume that it's 0 times 10,000. Means we're going to write 0. What place value comes below 10,000s? Thousands. What in this problem is being multiplied by 1,000? The 3 is. So I'm going to write 3 in the thousands place. What place value comes below 1,000, 100. So do you see anything here being multiplied by 100 in this problem? No. So we're going to write a 0. Now, what place value comes below hundreds? The tens does. Do you see anything here in this problem being multiplied by 10? Yes, we do. We have 4 times 10, which means that 4 is going to be in the tens place because it's being multiplied by 10. Now, what place value comes below tens? Ones. And do you see anything here in this problem being multiplied by 1? No. So we're just going to go ahead and write a 0. And this should have been your final answer. 903,040. So remember to check your answer. Look, whatever this number right here is being multiplied by, if it's being multiplied this, that has to be the place value. So because the 9 is being multiplied by 100,000, the 9 should be in the 100,000s place. Because 3 is being multiplied by 1,000, it has to be in the thousands place. So good job. 4 has to be in the tens place. So this should have been your answer. You just forgot 1 0. So I'll give you partial credit on this one, but not full credit since you forgot a 0. So you get 3 points for that one. Okay, that's part B. Let's go to part C now. Let's see if you got this one correct. Well, okay. What does this say? 7 times 10, 7 times 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion. 7's being multiplied by 10 billion, which means that 7 has to be in the 10 billions place in your answer. So you got ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. Okay, so you wrote 7 in the 100 millions place. But in this problem, we have 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million. Oh, shoot. Sorry. So we got 7 times 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion. So 7 is being multiplied by 10 billion. You got 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 billion. So 7 is being multiplied by 10 billion. However, you wrote 7 in the 100 millions place right here. So this is actually not correct. Remember, because this 7 is being multiplied by 10 billion, your 7 has to be in the 10 billions place for your answer. So let's work it together and see what you should have done. You have 7 times 10 billion. What place value comes right below 10 billions place? Like what place value comes below the 10 billions? The billions place value does. So, do you see anything here in the problem multiplied by 10 billion? I mean by what? Sorry. Do you see anything in this problem being multiplied by billion? Well, 4 times 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion. So you have 4 times 1 billion, which means 4 is in the billions place. So there we go. Now what place value comes below the billions place? 100 millions. Do you see anything in this problem being multiplied by 100 million? Well, let's check. 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million. Yep, 8 is being multiplied by 100 million, which means we're going to put 8 in the 100 millions place. Now, what comes below the 100 millions place value? The 10 millions does. And do you see anything in this problem being multiplied by 10 million? Well, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions. Oh, 1's being multiplied by 10 million, which means that 1 goes in the 10 millions place because it's being multiplied by 10 million. Now, what place value comes right below 10 million? The 1 millions does, right? Do you see this problem being multiplied by million? No, we don't. I don't see anything in this problem being multiplied by million. So that means a 0 will go in the place value for the millions place. Now, what place value comes right below the millions place value? The 100,000s place value does. And do you see anything in this problem being multiplied by 100,000? Yes, I do. I see a 1 times 100,000, which means a 1's going to go in the 100,000s place. Now we have 9 times 10, 100,000, 10,000. 10,000 comes right below 100,000, so I'm going to put a 9 right there. Now, what place value comes right below the 10,000s place? The thousands place. And do you see anything in this problem being multiplied by 1,000? No, I don't see anything. Means we're going to put a 0. What place value comes right below the thousands place? The hundreds place does. And do you see anything being multiplied by 100 in this problem? Yes, we do. There's a 7 times 100, which means that 7 is going to go in the hundreds place. What place value comes below hundreds? The tens does. Do you see anything in this problem being multiplied by tens? Yes, we do. 4 times 10, which means that 4 is going to go in the tens place. Now, in what place value comes right below the tens? The ones does. Do you see anything in this problem being multiplied by 1? I see a 2 times 1, which means that 2 is going to go in the ones place. Now let's go through and see why I can spot your answer is not correct right on the spot. In this problem, I have 9 times 10,000, right? So the 9 should be in the 10,000s place. Here's your answer right here. You wrote 9 in the thousands place. So I know off the spot that there's something wrong with this problem. Because whatever it's being multiplied by here, that has to be the place value in your problem. Because 9 is being multiplied by 10,000, you have to have 9 in the 10,000s place. Instead, you wrote in the thousands place. So therefore, it's automatically wrong. So yeah, you didn't get full credit for this problem, but I will give some partial credit. I'll give you 3 points for this problem. Now for number 6, here we go. 9 points each. Okay, so write each number in expand notation. Now, starting off, what is the place value of this 4 right here? Well, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billions, 10 billions, 100 billions. So the place value of this 4 is the 100 billions place value. And so 4 has to be multiplied by 100 billion. Did you write 4 times 100 billion? Let me check and see. You got 4 times 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion, 100 billion. Good job. That part is correct. Moving on to the next digit, which is 7. 7 has to be, what place value comes right below 100 billions? 10 billions does. So that means 7 has to be multiplied by 10 billion. Did you write 7 times 10 billion? Well, let's check. 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion. You indeed wrote 7 times 10 billion. That is correct. Now, what's the place value is 8? It's billions. Did you write 8 times a billion? Let me check. 8 times 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion. Good job. 8 times a billion, that's correct. 5, 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million. Good job on that one. 2, 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million. Good. 1 times... Oh, you forgot a 1 right here. Did you notice that, Derek, in this problem? Look. 1 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or you just put a 0 instead of a 1. So you forgot, this 0 right here should have been a 1. But other than that, it looks correct. 4 times 100,000, good job. 3 times 10,000, good job. 6 times 1,000, good job. 8. All right, so you get 3 points. This problem's worth 3 points, so I'll give you 2 points for that problem because you missed the 1 right here. If you would have had the 1 right there, you would have gotten full credit. But since you missed the 1, I'm only going to give partial credit. I'll give you 2 points for that one. Let's look at number 2. 5 times 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million. Good. 8 times 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. Good. 2 times 100,000. Good. 8 times 10,000. 4 times 1,000. 8 times. Good. Got full credit for B. Good job. 3 points. Okay. For letter C, you got 5 times 100,000, 9 times 10,000, 2 times 1,000, 3 times 1. Good. So I'll give you full credit for this one because it's correct. All right, number 7. What is the place value of each digit? The place value of the 6 ones. Good job. You got full credit for that one. For B, what'd you put? 100 millions. For 9, let's check. Ones, tens, hundred thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. Yep. Full credit for that one. Okay. For number 8, let's check what you did on number 8. Okay. So, for number 8, let's see. Let's do the math on my separating. So you got $5 plus $8.76 plus 0.72. Let's see if you got 8 correct. 8, 14, 8 plus 5 would be 13, 14.48. That's correct. You got a full credit on part A. You got 3 points for that one. Let's look at part B, see if you got this one correct. Let me just put this here so I can tell you how many points you're gonna get. Okay. So you got $7 plus $81.45 plus $6.54. So 5 plus 4 would be 9, 4 plus 5 would be 9, 7 plus 1 would be 8, plus 6 would be 14, 94.99. Hold on, let me see if I did that right. 4, 9. Okay, this is actually not correct. Let's go over this one. Okay, so I'm gonna have to move my camera a bit. Okay. Okay, so we have $7 plus $81.45 plus 654 cents. If we convert 654 cents to dollar format, that would be $6.54. 5 plus 4 would be 9. 4 plus 5 would be 9. Carry your decimal point. 7 plus 1 would be 8. Plus 6 would be 14. 8 plus 1 would be 9. So $94.99 should have been your answer for part B. So you didn't get any points, unfortunately, for that one. Or I'll give you 1 point because you wrote the dollar symbol and the decimal point correctly. So you get 1 point for that one. Let's check part C. Okay, part C. You wrote $1.57. Well, this is $54, right? This is 103 cents. So how you're adding more to $54. So how did you get less by adding to $54? You ended up with $1.57. So this is far from correct. So you won't unfortunately get any points for this one. But just to clarify, remember, $54 plus 103 cents. How would you convert 103 cents to dollar format? It'd be